Joining us now to speak more on this case is the former chairman of the United States Bishops' Committee on Religious Liberty, Archbishop Thomas Wenski from the Archdiocese of Miami. Archbishop, how are you?
Very good. It's good to be here with you.
All right, let's look at this decision. It's a bit complicated. It's being seen as a victory for religious liberty, but at the same time, some feel more could have been done. Justice Samuel Alito, a Catholic, wrote that the ruling was too narrow. Do you agree?
Well, it was narrow, but it was nevertheless still a victory for religious freedom, because what it gave Philadelphia, the Catholic Charities of Philadelphia, the right to resume its offering of adoptions with the city of Philadelphia. They said that Philadelphia basically discriminated against Catholic charities, and it didn't have to do that. Now, it's narrow because it doesn't, well, it was narrow, I think, partly because this Chief Justice wanted to get a unanimous decision. All 9 justices supported the decision, which I think is a good thing for religious freedom, because it continues a streak of positive decisions on religious freedom coming from the Supreme Court, highest court of our land.
Right, let's take a look at what he said even further. Justice Alito said this decision might as well be written on the dissolving paper sold in magic shops. If the city wants to get around today's decision, it can simply eliminate the never used exemption power. If it does that, then voila. Today's decision will vanish and the parties will be back where they started. Now, do you think this is the future of religious freedom? Like we said, very narrow rulings and no landmark opinions, meaning ones that'll change the interpretation of existing law. Is this kind of what we have to settle for religious liberty wins?
Well, I don't think it's going to be settled for it. I think this decision, narrow decision, is a victory. We have to take victories when we find them, but at the same time, because it was such a narrow decision, we'll be back in the courts again. And and we'll come back to the courts, and hopefully we will prevail, but we will prevail maybe with just a 5-4 decision. But I think we can't discount the positive effect of having this unanimous decision for religious freedom, because it helps build up memento. And we've won several cases on religious freedom over the past several years, and we want to keep that track record going, because, again, as everybody knows, as the ascendant secularism of our time is increasingly hostile to people of religious faith, and if they're not hostile, then they look at us with somewhat of a cold indifference.
Speaking of that hostility, a lot of secular news outlets have been reporting that the case pits gay rights against religious freedom rights. What is your response to that?
Well, even the city of Philadelphia had to admit that Catholic Charities never denied any gay couple access to adoption, because no gay couple applied through Catholic Charities. And at the same time, there were about a couple dozen, or at least a dozen, maybe 20 other agencies in the Philadelphia area that would have provided that service to a gay couple. There's no harm done to the gay community.
All right, Archbishop Wenski, as always, thank you for joining us. We will check back in with you soon.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to get updates to all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.